The opinions expressed on the X and Y show are the sole opinions of the host. Please note, there is no intentional desire to offend any member of the listening audience. With that said, if you still feel offended, tough shit.
It's time for the X and Y show with your host, Mr. Roosevelt. He talks about man topics, lady topics, and relationships. He talks about love, sex, and infidelities. He even gives good tips. There is no other show that compares to the X and Y show.
Oh yeah. Sit back, take your clothes off, and relax. It's time for the X and Y show, where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. The only place on the planet that tackles the topics that everyone wants to talk about, but no one is brave enough to address. Nothing escapes X and Y, baby. Now, here's your host, Roosevelt Colbert.
And greetings. Welcome to another segment of the X and Y show. And I am your host, Roosevelt. And before I start this week's show, I would like to have a 24-second delay in honor of the great Kobe Bryant. Thank you. As you know by now, last week we lost Kobe Bryant, and my condolences also to the other families who lost loved ones as well as Kobe's daughter. Very sad event. The event teaches us one thing, life is so sensitive. We could be gone any second. And, even though I didn't know Kobe, obviously, but, he's been on, like a lot of other people, he's, around 20 years when he was in the league, he's just been around so long, and he changed basketball so long. And, it affects you like anyone else that, when they passed away. And, I hope his family is doing well. It's going to hurt, but, strong people, and thank goodness that she has family to get through it. But, two things I learned from Kobe's death that I'll take example from. And those things are, to improve myself and also to reconcile with people who I was in, had beef with or whatever for really bullshit, And I thought about that as soon as I heard him passing. I thought about, it's not many, but we all have people we beef with, and a lot of times it's for bullshit. If they didn't fuck your wife or fuck your mom or some crazy shit, it really is nothing that should destroy a friendship, And when Kobe passed, that really, I called one of my friends that I've been a friend with, since Tuskegee days, and we fell out for some bullshit, and that's what it was. It's bullshit. I don't even remember the details. But I haven't spoken to him in, damn near 3 years. So I called him, and, it was like we never stopped talking. We picked up from where we picked up from, and it's almost like all forgotten, And he probably don't remember either because his ass kind of senile. But I just want, and my thing is, if you're having a beef with someone, it's not worth it. It really isn't. Like I said, if they didn't fuck your wife or fuck your husband or fuck cheating on you with their cousin or some shit, something drastic, there's really nothing that is worth destroying a friendship. Or, acquaintanceship, life is short, and you don't want to be one of those people that, damn, I wish I could have spoken to him one last time. I wish I could have hugged her one last time. I don't want to be that way. So, from here on out, unless they really do some fucked up shit, like fuck my wife or girlfriend, some shit like that, I'm not going to be so quick. There's only a couple of people, I don't do that. But, we all human. We all get mad. We all get angry and shit. And a lot of times it goes too far. So I learned something from Kobe's death, never to destroy a friendship over bullshit. So, I reached out to the people I had beef with, and, I feel better. It's not necessarily the people you reach out to, they might say, fuck you. But that's okay. At least you made an attempt. You can't help what other people do. So, another thing I took from Kobe's death, he was so broad. He knows so many languages. And, I was like, damn, that's impressive. My thing is I'm going to learn Spanish, which is really, I should know Spanish a lot better than I do. Because I live in been living in Miami, because it's pretty much the damn official language and shit. But I'm going to learn Spanish, and then I'm going to learn Italian, because Italian is supposedly very close to Spanish. So that's my goal in life. I'm going to be trilingual, and learn Spanish and then Italian. That's what I'm going to take from Kobe's death. I'm going to be, reach out to friends who I had beef with, because, you never know, you might not see them again. And also broaden my mind, learn other languages, and also other cultures as well. So that's what I took from Kobe's death, Again, my condolences to his family, and also to the other ones that passed as well. Life goes on. Life is not fair sometimes, but it is what it is. All right, so enough of that. Let's get on. The first question of, I want to read one question this week. It's from Malcolm. Malcolm says, Roosevelt, heard your show on why women lie about wanting to be married. I'm 38, currently single, and I agree with every word you said. Am I wrong to ever hope of getting married? I feel the older that I get, the more hope I lose. Am I wrong in doing so? Well, Malcolm, if you were in your 20s, I would say, no, man, you got plenty of time. But you are 38, you're about to hit 40. And so you've been single for a long time, and you're starting to really getting set in your ways. And probably less tolerance for bullshit. I'm going to be honest with you, Malcolm. It's not impossible, but the older you get, obviously, the less chances it will happen. At your age, the women, if they're still single, they're probably crazy as hell. And there's a lot of women walking around who is crazy as hell. I'm not knocking women. I'm just saying that they are crazy as hell. And sometimes, a lot of times, they don't know it. That's the key. They don't know that they're crazy as hell. So they're walking around mad and have all this hostility towards men. And I don't want to get married. I'm independent and I don't need you. You know, I can have a child by myself. I can adopt, or if you want to have a child with me, you can have a child with me, then leave our lives. You know, I don't need you. I don't need marriage. I'm my own woman. A lot of crazy ass women out there. You know, and a lot of times they don't know it. So, you know, how could you correct the problem if you don't know you have one? And that's what a lot of problem, you know, stems from. A lot of women are walking around who are single, have problems, they're crazy as hell, and they don't know it. So they're not marriage material. So to answer your question, Malcolm, yes, you are correct to believe that the older you are, the less your pool will be. The older you are, the less fish in your pool will be. You know. So yeah, I mean that's the reality of it. And who knows? Maybe you'll get lucky one day and meet someone. You know, life is strange. But yeah, you are definitely correct in thinking that. All right, without further ado, let's get into tonight's episode. Tonight's episode: do you avoid potential relationships because of events from the past? Do you avoid potential relationships because of events from the past? And, you know, that kind of, this episode kind of, correlates with my last episode of, you know, women saying they don't want to get married. A lot of times they say that because they've been hurt in past relationships. And, you know, they don't want to get married. You know, they don't want to risk getting hurt anymore. You know, so it kind of related to that a little bit. But this happens to men as well. You know, a lot of men is going through things, you know, in past relationships that affects their relationships of the day, or even, you know, their current relationships of the day, or even hinder them from having relationships at all. I know you know a lot of people, men or women, who have difficulty in relationships because of something that happened in the past. You know, and we're all affected by that. Some by different things, some by many things. You know, but we're affected by something that hinders us from being happy in our current relationship. And I know the first reason, you know, there's a myriad of reasons, you know, people are different, but I think the main reasons is three of them. The first one, of course, that comes to mind is cheating. Now, in a relationship that I've had, I've never been cheated on, that I know of. That I know of. You know, if any of them cheated on me, they good. Shit. Because, you know, and I ain't easy to fool. But that I know of, I've never been cheated on. You know. But I've seen friends who've been cheated on. You know. I've seen friends who've been cheated on from both sides. I've seen my male friends who were cheated on by their girlfriends or their wives, you know, and I've seen my girls that I know being cheated on, of course, with the men, and you know that affect me as well, you know, because it's like a lot of those people that was cheated on, you know, you from the outside you look and they have a perfect relationship. You know, they both have good jobs. They both are successful in their careers. You know, they're both intelligent. You know, they're both have goals and dreams. They both come from good families. I mean, you know, the storybook Cinderella shit. Prince Charming, and it's perfect. But, even though it's perfect, somebody is not happy. Somebody is not happy enough to where they would actually cheat on another person. And by me seeing that, I'm like thinking some of my guy friends are being cheated on by their girlfriends, or some of my girlfriends are being cheated on by their guy friends. I'm thinking, like, why? She's perfect. She's fine as hell. I know she got some good pussy. She got a good job. She's successful. She's intelligent. She don't do drugs. I mean, everything about her is on point. And, I've asked my friends, like, well, why you cheat on her? Well, oh, man, you, and they try to, like, act like, what's wrong with me? Ain't nothing wrong with me, motherfucker. I'm asking, why you cheating on her? She's a nice girl, nice woman, and vice versa. Why you cheating on him? He's a nice dude. He takes care of you. He's a good provider. Why are you cheating on him? Why? And it's always some dumbass excuse. Oh, he wasn't fulfilling me. Or, she wasn't, we was just on different pages. Some bullshit. But the bottom line is, people that look perfect from the outside, and I've witnessed them, because it never happened to me that I know of. But I've witnessed people who are getting cheated on, and it affects me. As well as the people obviously in a relationship or the marriage as well. It affects them, obviously, if they've been cheated on. They think they have a perfect relationship, perfect marriage, and the person still steps out and cheat, fucks up that person's head. It takes a lot for that person to get over. I know it do, because it fucks up my head looking at it from the outside. I'm like, damn, I thought they were perfect. So it caused me to be more cautious and overcautious. Like, damn, maybe my girl fucking around on me. And I be putting, their asses on investigation and not much, but, it does make me think. So, yes, obviously cheating is definitely something that could happen that could hinder a current relationship or even hinder a relationship at all. Your past relationships in which you were cheated on from the other person, whether you're a man or a female, it also affects externally as well, like people on the outside, like me, seeing all this shit, seeing that people cheating, sometimes one party cheating, sometimes both people, the man and the woman cheating, both of them fucking other people. I'm like, damn, what the... So it really, and when I was younger, I didn't give a fuck, but now that I got older, I pay attention to that kind of shit. And I don't want that, I want a monogamous relationship. But I admit, when I see people cheating on one another, because it never happened to me, it causes me to be more cautious. And a lot of times, more cautious than I should be. There's no problem, but it's like, I say, maybe there is, because I'm seeing all my friends who've been cheated on and like, damn, maybe she cheating on me. I'm thinking I got a perfect relationship, but I thought they did as well. So I got to watch her. It fucks with my head, and it fucks with everybody's head. We're all human. If somebody cheat on you, obviously you're going to be more cautious of someone ever cheating on you again. You don't want to get hurt. Anyway, I think the next thing that can happen that could make you avoid a relationship, a potential relationship, is abuse. Whether it's physical abuse, verbal abuse, or mental abuse. Mental is a lot of people, the main thing that people always say is the physical abuse. People getting beaten. That's the most common thing. But there's also verbal abuse as well, with people saying all kind of shit to you, and it causes you to get a low self-esteem and really feeling down about yourself. And also mental abuse, how you all fucked up in the head. So if a person goes through this and have being physically abused and being mentally abused and verbally abused, they all fucked up in the head, and they're very cautious in their next relationship. And a lot of times what's unfortunate, people who's been physically abused or mentally abused and verbally abused, they don't get the help that they need to ever get better. Like I said before, the last episode, a lot of women, and I'm not saying just women, but I'm just saying a lot of women walking around fucked up in the head and don't know that they're crazy as hell. So they don't want to get married, because they're not thinking right and because of past shit that happened to them. Well, the same thing goes for this. A lot of men, a lot of women are walking around crazy as hell because of something that happened to them in the past. They never received the healing and the help that they needed to get over that bad thing that happened to them in the past so they can have a fruitful future with someone else. They never healed. If you have a cut on your damn foot and it never heals, you're going to always walk with a limp. Shit. If it never heals. But if the cut heals, then you can walk normally again one day. Once you get stitches, somebody got to stitch it up, and then it'll heal. Well, same thing with somebody goes through something bad, gets physically abused. That shit takes healing. You just can't come out of that shit and be all right. You get mentally abused, that shit takes healing. You get verbally abused, it takes healing. You have to go get your stitches. You have to go talk to someone and get better. Because if you don't get better, then you're walking around with a fucked up head. You'll never fully enjoy your next relationship. Because you'll always be worried about, it was perfect before when he started hitting me. This guy probably going to do the same thing. He's going to start hitting me. I was perfect before, but this guy, he started verbally abusing me, and maybe this guy's going to do the same thing. I think I'll break up with him. I don't want to. I don't want that to happen again. And it goes both ways. The woman with the woman. Sometimes women abuse as well. A lot of that shit is not said, but women physically abuse as well. Not me. Fuck that. But they do. And the men are like, I don't want to get physically abused again. Maybe I should break this relationship off before we get too close. Men are saying as well, I don't want to get verbally abused by this woman. She's my last relationship, she started talking to me and she messed up my head. I don't want that to happen again. I don't want to be in another relationship, man. Or I'll break it off before it gets too serious. They do that because they were never healed. They never received their stitches. You have to go talk to someone and receive the help that they need. If you don't receive the help that you need, you don't receive the stitches, you'll never heal. And you'll never fully enjoy another relationship. You're always worried about what happened in the last one. You'll never be happy. Now, the last one that could prevent something from someone from avoiding a particular relationship is addiction. There's many addictions, but the main addictions are drug addiction, of course. Someone who's on drugs. Maybe you was in a relationship with someone and everything was fine, and then they got hooked on drugs, and that's when everything went to shit. So you're thinking that's all in the back of your head now. You don't want that to happen again, and you avoid a relationship because you don't want to be in a potential relationship with somebody get hooked on drugs again. Which is in itself crazy, because just because one person was hooked on drugs doesn't mean everybody is a potential drug addict. But someone would think that who hasn't been healed. Someone would think that who hasn't received their stitches, their needed help to get better. Now, drug addiction, alcohol addiction, there's different kinds of addictions, all kind of addictions. Everything is good. Well, not everything, but there's a lot of things that are good in moderation, but it's too much, it becomes an addiction. Alcohol is good in moderation. It becomes too much when it's an addiction. That's when you become an alcoholic. There's a porn addiction. A lot of people out there looking at porn every second and jacking their dicks and giving money and looking at pussy and dicks all day, and it's just all kind of shit. It consumes them fully. So whatever addiction that you have, a lot of people have been in relationships with someone with an addiction, and everything was hunky dory until they got hooked on drugs. Everything was hunky dory until they found out that they had a porn addiction. Everything was hunky dory until they found out the other person was an alcoholic. So the other person is saying, you know what, I've been through this, I don't want to go through that again. This guy, he used to didn't drink, now he started drinking, I don't want to go through that again. Time to break up. Same thing with the girl. My last girlfriend, she started off smoking a little weed, and now this, then next thing I know, she's a drug addict, and I went through all kind of problems. She started stealing from me, and I don't want to go through that shit again. Now my girlfriend, she's smoking weed. She might do the same things my other girlfriend did. I don't want to go through that again. I'm going to break up with her. I don't want to be in a relationship. I don't want to take the chance of that happening again. I don't want to go through that again. Well, there's a chance that you might not go through it again. If you decide to be in a relationship, there's always a chance it's going to be rainy days. And it doesn't mean that just because your last girlfriend was a drug addict, don't mean the current one ever going to turn into a drug addict or an alcoholic or addicted to porn. Just because your last boyfriend physically abused you and verbally abused you, don't mean this one will. When things happen that was bad in the past, it causes people to push away potential good mates. It causes them to push away people that actually could be a benefit in their lives. It causes them to push away a potential wife or potential husband. It causes them to push away someone who is positive in their life. Because they're basing off their last fucked up experiences from someone who wasn't positive. Someone who did cheat. Someone who was physically abusive and verbally abusive and was addicted to drugs and alcohol. So it's like, a lot of people push the good ones away because, they push so many good ones away because the one experience or a couple experiences with bad people. This is a person that needs help. This is a person that needs help to get through the bad shit they went through. Without dealing with the problem, that could definitely hinder your chances of having any relationship with anyone or being ever again comfortable with being in a relationship with anyone. Because you're thinking about what the last person did to you that was fucked up and it's consuming you. Oh, he verbally abused me. I can't go through that again. No. I'm done. She cheated on me. I gave her everything. I paid for all the shit. I took care of her and I provided for her. And she still fucked my best friend. Fuck all women. That's not the attitude to have. If something like that happened to you, you have to get help. If you get cut, if you get a deep cut, you go to the doctor and get stitches, right? Well, if you get cut emotionally and mentally, you have to go get your stitches. You have to get your help. And I think that's what happened so much in society. A lot of people are walking around fucked up, because of something they experienced in the past that was a negative experience. And they're thinking that, everyone is like that now. I've been cheated on once, so all men cheat. I mean, you all heard that shit. You almost hear, I almost hear it every day. The woman that's been cheated on, now she's miserable and she's saying every day all men are dogs. How many times have you heard that? Same thing with guys. They've been cheated on by one woman. All women are bitches. Fuck all of them. A person that says that has never been healed. Never received their stitches. If something like that happened to you in the past that makes you avoid a potential relationship, a negative event that makes you avoid a potential relationship, then you're not healed. And if you're not healed, you cannot be happy. You won't be happy. You won't be in a relationship, a good relationship, and you might not be in a relationship at all. And if you happen to get in a relationship, you won't be happy. You'll always be thinking about that past negative shit because you haven't healed. You can't compare the man A to man D. It's totally different. Different men. D won't do what A did. Or maybe he will. Maybe he will. But you can't, come into it saying, he's going to be just like him. The same thing with guys, Just because the last woman cheated on you, you can't compare woman A to woman X. They're totally different women. Now, X might cheat on your ass too, but you can't already convict her and think she's going to be like woman A. Woman X is totally different. So to be able to get past that, you have to heal. Get help. I don't know why that's so difficult for people to do. Go talk to somebody. I'm not saying that you have to go lay on a couch, and talk to some psychiatrist or psychologist, but talk to somebody, pastor, a rabbi, an elder, somebody who you can let that shit out and heal. And if you want to, you can even email me. I'll talk to you. You have to let that shit out. You have to feel better. You have to heal. Because if you don't heal, then you'll never achieve happiness. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode of the XY Show. And I hope you remember, We're all going to get burned sometimes. But the key is being healed after you get burned. Don't stay burned. Don't get burned and just, carry around the wound forever. The key is getting burned and then healing it. So you live on for a better day and actually have a chance of achieving true happiness. That's what it's all about. Getting healed. Don't let past negative events ruin your chances of future happiness. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. Be sure to check out the X and Y Show on all of the platforms pretty much that you might be listening to. I'm on Spotify, I'm on iHeart, I'm on Castbox, TuneIn, I'm on Blueberry, I'm on, what's another one? Google Play, and I'm on Apple Podcasts as well. So whatever one that you listen to, be sure to subscribe to the X and Y Show. I would definitely appreciate it. And I'm also on social media as well. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, and Instagram. You can find all of that on my website, which is www.thexyshow.com. www.thexyshow.com. You can find everything there. You can also find a contact form to say hello or give any constructive criticisms or any potential episodes that you'd like to hear in the future. Be sure to leave that on the contact form, and I will definitely get back to you and potentially use it for the future. With that being said, that concludes another week of the X and Y Show, and I want you always to remember that you cannot have love without X and Y. Later.
You've been listening to The X and Y Show with your host, Roosevelt Colbert, the place where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. Join us next time. You can now put your clothes back on. Or not.